Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today with another video, and we're going to be talking about why so many content creators have stopped uploading Call of Duty content, myself included. If I wouldn't have certain responsibilities and certain partnerships that I have to actually upload content for, I probably wouldn't have touched Call of Duty in general for the last few months. Unfortunately, that's just the state the game has been in, and with recent changes, they've made it even worse, and then on top of that, January is typically the worst month for any creator on all of YouTube, not just Call of Duty. So we've had a few different things happen. Let's break down some of the things in order as they've happened. In my opinion, the most important top three. So number one is when Black Ops 6 came out. Yes, it's a feeling of euphoria and everybody is super happy gaming. And to be honest with you, reverse boosting was still very possible. You could still two box, you could still do so many things, and you could get good games when you were having a bad day. So, whether you're just playing, you get too fed up and too sick of constantly getting slammed by algorithms because skill-based matchmaking was in full swing by like day two. If you played like 10 games, you were in the ring. You were battling a championship 5-round fight every single time you hopped into a game of Call of Duty. And you could still have the occasional game where whether you're two boxing or not, you're still going to have that occasional game that feels really fun. And you're going to hop into a lobby where you're going to dominate. Maybe you drop a nuke. Maybe you go triple positive. Maybe you get, 40 headshots in a game or something and you make insane camo progress. Whatever it is, you're going to have that one game that makes you feel really good. But overall, you're going to feel like you're getting drained and you're working a job or you're just not having fun in the grand scheme of things over the course of a session of playing Call of Duty. So next thing that really hurt the player base was Warzone coming out, and it was not good. The integration for Black Ops 6 really was clunky, and there was a lot of bugs and issues when the game first re-released for like the third time now. And I think a lot of us played probably, 5 matches of Warzone, and we were out of there. We haven't played since. And, maybe they saved the game with Verdansk, but as I said in my last video titled Warzone is Dying, Here's How to Save It, that video, I said they just need to re-release Modern Warfare 2019 Warzone because that is the only way you can get back the true feeling of Warzone. You can't get it with the Black Ops 6 mechanics. You can't get any of that old nostalgia with the current state of Warzone. Just putting a new map doesn't fix the core problems. And then, after all of that, we are steadily declining when it comes to the player base every single day at this point. And then they took away two boxing. So, why have creators stopped uploading? Because almost every single creator that uploads videos is two boxing or using some other kind of service to get better lobbies. In my case, you still see me uploading videos occasionally, and that's because I use NoLagVPN, and using a VPN is going to get you easier lobbies in the course of a day. It's not guaranteed every single lobby, but you are going to experience a more consistent and more enjoyable playing experience when using a VPN. Myself, I use NoLagVPN. I think they're one of the best on the market right now, mainly because their Geofence works so well. If you want to check them out, there's a link in the description that you can click on. It'll be right at the top for you. But this video was not sponsored by them. That's just me promoting them because we work together. So, you have, no more two boxing, and that essentially killed off almost probably half of the Call of Duty content creators. Now you lose all of the creators that are posting gameplays. A lot of streamers just went to other games. They're not going to be playing Call of Duty anymore because they can't get good lobbies. Yes, there are a lot of streamers that also use VPNs, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of streamers who are hiding their screens, two boxing, getting lobbies every single time, whether they're grinding camos or just playing the game. A lot of that stuff happens behind the scenes. So, with the removal of two boxing, you saw the player base tank. I mean, you lost tens of thousands of players the course of that weekend where that change actually went live, and it has not recovered since. And we are now in the state of just shambles when it comes to Call of Duty and its overall player base health and the overall sentiment that players feel when getting on Call of Duty Black Ops 6 or Warzone 3 as it's being coined. You know, all we think of when we hear Call of Duty now is skill-based matchmaking, cheaters, and microtransactions. That's incredibly sad. On top of all of that, you go into the month of January. You know, you have Christmas, and there's not even close to an increase in the player count. You have Call of Duty Black Ops 6 being $20 at Costco and not even selling out. The brand new Call of Duty game on sale for $20, and nobody wants it. Just after Christmas, and the player counts still are declining every single day. The month of January is the worst month for Call of Duty creators. And in fact, I'm going to give you some stats just straight up. A video that gets around 2,000 views in January will make about $4 for most gaming creators. Some gaming creators have a little bit more pull, and based on your views, sometimes you are going to have higher RPMs, which is the amount of money you make per thousand. But when you're a relatively small creator like myself, your RPM is really not going to be too great. You're not going to have the best advertisers in the world trying to get a spot on your video because you're kind of a nobody, and that's just how it is. It's just the reality. 30,000 subscribers, which we're not even at yet. I think we're at, what, 24 or 27 on this channel. You know, that you're still classified as a nobody. If you have millions of subs, you're going to get hundreds of thousands of views. Therefore, advertisers might want those views a little more than little old Aces over here only getting 2,000 views on a video, or like the video yesterday, in almost 2 days, only garnering 71 views. January is the worst month for us getting paid as creators. And on top of that, why would we make content, spend all the time that we usually spend on content that makes more money? Why would we put out content for a game where the player base is completely in a state of hatred or just not playing or watching the content? 71 views on yesterday's video will make me about 16 cents, and the total time that went into that video is roughly 45 minutes, and that's not including the thumbnail or typing in the title or any of the metadata. So we'll call it 50 to an hour, 50 minutes to an hour for 16 cents. I'm working for 16 cents an hour. That's obviously not okay. And January is just terrible for monetization. A 2,000 view video in November might pay you $6. Now you might be thinking, okay, a jump from $4 to $6 is not a lot. Well, we're on the very, very small scale of things. So when you start getting into the hundreds of thousands of views or the millions of views, it's a very, very big difference. And that same video in December might make you $10 for 2,000 views because advertisers are spending their advertising budget that resets in January. Hence why we get paid absolutely nothing. So Call of Duty is in a state right now where it is almost at the point of no return, and I think this next Call of Duty title that comes out, it's going to fail. And the only way that they could probably once again get everybody to buy the game like they always do is by re-releasing Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Remastering it because obviously the game was set in 2025. If they do that, they'll get another year of sales, but they're going to have to keep making gimmicks. They're going to have to keep doing things that are going to prey on players' nostalgia rather than actually creating new, fun, engaging games. Unfortunately, a lot of content creators are out, and that does make room for new content creators to come in, but there's a problem. Nobody wants to watch gameplay. The only thing players really seem to want from Call of Duty nowadays is just updates on the news, which is primarily what this channel has been built off of for the longest time. And we are going to start to get back to that model here on this channel. I've always been an informational channel, so we are going to start to report on new things coming to Call of Duty. We are going to have a video very, very soon about all the new stuff coming in Season 2, but the only other type of content that people seem to really want to watch right now is content similar to what Blame Truth and NeuroCinema, those guys, they make. Just absolutely annihilating Call of Duty, annihilating Activision, because change is needed. And we are not getting those changes. So, My proposal, once again, to Activision is if you re-release Warzone 2019, you will see massive success, and the massive success will lead to massive sales when it comes to the microtransactions. Because if you make Warzone its own separate game, and it has its own separate microtransactions that never disappear, which is the biggest and scammiest model I think I've ever seen, that you purchase something and then the game goes forward, but you don't get any of your items, makes absolutely no sense. Warzone's in a terrible state. Warzone can just save the game completely and separate from, just the regular Call of Duty titles. And that can allow for Call of Duty to focus on their zombie mode independently. Let Treyarch make it every single year if they want. Let Infinity Ward do what they need with, let's just say, Warzone as a whole. And let Sledgehammer actually make the multiplayers. Sledge gets a lot of hate for, some of their decisions. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Modern Warfare 3 was an absolute success. And it wasn't even a full game. It wasn't even a full game. It was a DLC. And it was absolutely amazing. Sledgehammer also makes a lot of great decisions when it comes to actually treating some of the better players in the game. Ranked, for example. They've done well when it comes to implementing ranked systems with ELO and other things in the past. Sledgehammer does seem to be very player first. And Infinity Ward does not seem player first. But they made a great game in 2019, in my opinion. Yes, changes were made, but I think it was mainly from top-down Activision that kind of caused some of that stuff to happen. Treyarch has had some changes. Treyarch feels also very for the player, but they are mainly known for their zombies. People love Treyarch zombies, so let them focus there. Let Call of Duty focus on where it needs to be focused, and let each individual studio do what they do best instead of combining them all and making the dev teams clash. Content creators aren't coming back unless the game gets better. That's why they're gone, and hopefully we have something to look forward to in the future. But as of right now, Call of Duty's dead, and so are all the content creators. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe. See you very soon in a video discussing everything coming to Season 2 of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. See you in the next one. I'm out.